ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing.
Maybe. Sometimes.
Tell me about this. I want to know more.
Oh, yeah. No.
Holy cow.
We've had a lot of fun.
So my daughter's high school has, I think, actually, I shouldn't say her high school, the whole entire school district has implemented this new security system in response to some high school events across the country.
Right.
Yes. So, well, they've done two things. And I just, we just think, who makes these decisions? Because this just does not make sense. Like, what is going on here? So the first thing they've done is they've taken this beautiful old campus that's just lots of, old traditional buildings and lawns and trees and everything. And they've encapsulated it with this huge, like, iron fence, like not even black. It's like silver. It's like a metal looking fence. And it's
barbed wire at the top.
It's, I wouldn't put it past them to throw some up there. Literally.
Little electrical charge.
It's like 10 feet tall. I mean, it's just ginormous. And the campus is huge. And it's just got this great big fence that surrounds it now with these certain entrance and exit points. And they close them off during the day. And so the idea is that nobody can enter the campus. Well, guess what? Nobody can leave either. So, my daughter was trying to leave for an appointment halfway through the day last week. She walked around the campus for 10 minutes looking for a security guard to open up the gates to let her into the parking lot so that she could leave. So my first, like what are you doing kind of, attitude towards the school. Then I find out, actually, no, there's three things. So the second thing is that they've implemented this new system where anybody who goes onto the campus has to go through the front office, check in with the receptionist, fair enough, give them their driver's license so it can get scanned in the sexual predator database. Okay. Oh. Now, the irony is that the people who have been the most offensive over recent years in our area have been the people who work inside the school, not the people who visit the school. So it's like, what are you doing? I mean, they're trying, I guess. And now the last thing they've done is they have hired a police officer to, stand there and look important with his police stuff. So I don't know. Is this happening at where you live, Catherine? Is this happening across schools everywhere?
Well, I think our schools definitely have what they call them school resource officers, police officers who are stationed there and who are, I hope that they have some kind of extra training because they're there to deal with discipline situations and, help with issues that arise with students more so than they are to be a security officer for things coming in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, this
is more of a security guard that you're talking about. And then as far as the driver's license thing at my kid's school, yes, they lock all the doors except for one to come in. The main door is the only way in into the building. And you have to check in, but you don't have to give your license. But I know, for skating, there's this whole thing called Safe Sport, which is like a training about abuse and bullying and other, horrible things that can happen to kids when they play sports. And, whether it's from a coach or a peer or whatever. And it used to be that, you had to have one person on the club or the team who was certified in this, and they were supposed to kind of oversee it for the club. But now U.S. Figure Skating has changed it and made it so basically anybody who works in a volunteer capacity with kids has to take this training.
Oh, wow.
And have a background check done. So,
right.
That sort of thing is definitely happening.
I mean, I applaud the efforts that they're going to. I wonder, about its effectiveness, you know?
Well, also, what if there were a fire or there were some kind of incident in this school and everybody's trapped behind the fence?
Well, that's what I mean. It's almost like they're looking at, I don't know. It just feels wrong. And I'm not the only person to voice my opinion about it. But at the same time, who made that decision and how? What steps did they go through to make that decision?
I think those folks are in a difficult situation because I think something has to be done, but it's hard to know what, and it's hard to do anything that's efficient. My kids have not been in high school or elementary school since this latest push of safety has come, but they were in elementary school when 9/11 happened. And there was a big crackdown at that point of how do we make our schools more secure. And that's the point at which the front doors got locked. Everybody on campus got something to hang around their necks saying that they belonged there. And all the kids had to wear things. And well, not in elementary school, but in high school. And, you know, it's like they lock the door, but then you're going there to bring your kid lunch or you're going there to volunteer and it becomes this big thing. And it, you know, there's been a big thing about elections. Elections here anyway are held in schools. So if you school is on, it used to be school would be on, the voting would be in the gym, but then you got strange people walking in and out of the school. How, you know, are you tracing them that they all go out the door? So then we had to close school every time there was election. And it's been, you know, anything that they do, you can pick apart, but you can't not do anything because clearly there's a safety issue. So I don't envy people who have to make that decision. You know, we've had the school resource officers in our school, and I actually, in the middle school, there was a resource officer who sort of befriended my son, and I really liked knowing that there was a police officer in our town who knew him and liked him and could vouch for him if I ever needed that to happen. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, the fence is, you know, it's like you want unlimited freedom, but also safety.
Yeah,
Those two things can't live.
Well, especially with the open campus like you have there, Nicole.
Yeah.
I mean, at my daughter's high school, it's one ginormous building.
Right.
I mean, it's huge and it has a lot of doors, but you can at least exit from the doors at any time. You just can't enter. So.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't sort of preface this by saying that it's a campus, like in the sense it's got many different buildings. The kids walk from building to building for their classes. They're outside a lot. They eat lunch outside. Like everything happens outside except for, you know, their class instruction. So it's an outdoor campus, but, you know, and it's about...
My campus growing up was like that, but I think we had a fence around it. Not a big scary fence, but there was definitely an effort made to keep people from just leaving campus randomly. An unsuccessful effort, but an effort nonetheless. Barbed wire would have been good.
Makes me wonder.
Yeah, like our high school... If they didn't let kids go in and out, I mean, it's so crowded that I think I've said before, they call the central hallway a mosh pit because it gets so crowded when classes are changing. So some kids, and I think I may have encouraged my kids to do that, they go outside and then go in a different door closer to their class rather than walk through the hallways inside. Yeah. So I don't know if they've stopped doing that. I haven't actually noticed. I haven't had kids in school for a while because that would put a lot of pressure on the indoor stuff. But I know there's also been a big thing in our school district to put cameras inside the school. And I think it's been going on for years, and they're assessing the costs, they're getting a contractor, they're doing this, they're doing that. But that was more because there were attacks going on in stairwells. So, but I suppose they would be useful for other things as well. But then you don't want to think of your kid being on camera, so.
Oh, yeah. Just so many questions.
One of the many, many reasons I would never in a million years run for the school board.
Right.
So,
yeah.
It's so much more fun to just criticize them.
In the meantime, it gives us something to talk about. So,
absolutely.
On that note, we actually have spent so much time talking about it. It almost feels like we're actually, you know, we've started our podcast, but we actually haven't. So I'll do a formal introduction and then we can get started. Hello and welcome to Parenting Roundabout, a weekly podcast about the things that parents are talking about, obsessing about, and complaining about right now. I'm Nicole Erdix, and with me today are Katherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Terri Morrow.
Hello.
Today on the podcast, we're going to talk about embracing our age on our speed round. shout out some stuff that we like on the Roundabout Roundup, and do some shameless self-promotion. But first, we are going to plan some fantasy vacations. Not real, fantasy.
Yes. Yeah, so I saw this post on Facebook. It was on, where I saw it was on the Grown and Flown group, but they even said it wasn't theirs. So sorry to whoever started this and is not getting proper attribution, but it was just a list of all the types of vacation I need, or someone might need. Things like a week to sleep, a week to deep clean the house, a week when I don't speak to anyone, a week where I can cook and don't have to clean up, and my personal favorite, a week where I don't need to make any decisions. So I thought we could talk about whether any of these vacations appeal to us, or what else would we choose for one of those dream vacations. Right. Like, forget a week at the beach, because then there's sand.
Yeah, forget that.
Sunburns.
Blah, blah, blah. So what would really appeal? I think, Terri, you said the sleep one jumps out at you.
Yeah, I would take that sleep vacation. I would take that multiple times. It could be a staycation. It could be in my own home. That'd be cool. If everybody if I just had nothing to do for a week, but sleep and catch up on sleep. The fantasy aspect of this would be that even though I spent an entire week sleeping, all of my work would get done. I would not lose any money from freelance assignments. I would not have to tell people I can't work this week. All the work would magically be done. Yes, the fantasy vacation fairies would be doing the work for me, and I would be able to just sleep and catch up on things on my DVR and then go back to sleep. I would like that. But it doesn't have to be in a fantasy location. The fantasy part is that somehow in a parallel universe my work goes on.
We all sleep best in our own beds, right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely any fantasy vacation would have to not involve a lot of travel, because in my old age I don't enjoy it so much.
Right.
So a week without worry would be a fantastic vacation too.
There you go.
You could just, take go visit a nice hotel and put your worries in the worry vault behind the front desk. They say, "Ma'am, may I have your worries?" "Yes, here you go." They lock them up, and then you just go, just without a care in the world for a week.
They say, "Oh my, you have quite a few.
Yes,
we'll take good care of them for you. Don't worry."
You will have to clear out a storage room, possibly a whole floor of the property, but that's okay.
That's a service.
It's all part of the
offer.
service. And if you should acquire any more during the weakness, please bring them to us.
Right.
Please come and see us. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
We are your Worry Concierge.
Yes. Find me one of those. Maybe that's something I should put on my link. We were talking last week about monetizing worrying. I will be your Worry Concierge.
There you go. Funny. That is a job you are qualified for.
I am well qualified. Sure. I am overqualified. But those sound very nice. May I have those now? We get these after this episode, right?
I like the sleep one for sure. I'm not interested in the one that says a week where I can cook and don't have to clean up, because, what's the point? Just cook for me.
Yes, exactly.
And as I said, the week where I don't have to make any decisions. That is such a big part of our daily lives.
It is.
I mean, that's why people go to all-inclusive resorts,
right?
Because not only do you feel like everything is free, even though you've already paid for it,
yes,
you don't have to think about it. It's like, should I go to this pool or that pool?
Yes.
And that's the only choice you're making. Should I have a margarita or a daiquiri? Well,
yes. Cruises are good that way too, because you really don't have a lot of choice about where you're going to go and what you're going to do, and they just feed you every few hours, and that's appealing. A week somebody else makes decisions would also be nice. That could also be a staycation. We just say, all the decisions I make in a week, you're going to make, honey, and I'm just going to take this week off.
Right. Watch how this goes.
Except please psychically know exactly how I would decide and make the same decisions.
Right. Because otherwise it may not end well for you.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I think, whether you have a full-time job or whether you have a paid job outside the home or whether you're freelance like we do, you always need a vacation from the vacation,
right.
Because you come home, if you do take any time off, everything just keeps piling up.
Yes.
So you either have to do everything in advance so that you can take your trip, or you have to do everything afterwards. So if there's some way to have a vacation where you don't have to do that, then that's a true vacation.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really is. And I would like any of those vacations, and I would also like to add one to that. And that would be a vacation from the morning routine that I face.
Isn't that what summer is?
No, the dog still needs to be let out, and the cats, and then they need to be fed, and then, it's just this whole, the alarm.
A vacation from your pets is what you need.
I just need a vacation from house responsibilities, like household responsibilities, like just not having to do the laundry, not having to, it's just all of that. Like, just let's wrap it up in one package and we'll call it a bundle. Right. A bundle deal. Bundle vacation.
Right.
Yes. That is appealing.
Yeah. Because it just, every morning it's like, I'd love to just be able to get up and walk downstairs, make myself a coffee, and sit down at my computer and read, catch up on what's going on. But no, this one needs to be let out, and that one needs to be let in, and this one needs that food, and that one needs this food, and then my daughter wants her lunch, and then it just goes on and on. So I suppose I could, divvy it up.
Just want to put a little sign up and say, I'm sorry, I'm on vacation this week.
Yeah.
You'll just have to handle that on your own.
Some days I just want to secretly pretend that I'm, not feeling well when I wake up, and everybody has to fend for themselves.
Fake sick day fantasy vacation.
Right.
Exactly.
This is what we're reduced to.
This is sad.
Yeah.
Sick, not sick.
Yeah. Anyway.
And I mean, as long as you're talking about fantasy, I think, I had the opportunity, earlier this summer to go on a trip with just a bunch of friends. And that was awesome.
That is nice.
And so I feel like, everybody needs the family vacation, the spouse vacation, the friend vacation, maybe even the one-on-one with one kid vacation. All those would be fun. And those for me, great. Extended family, those are actually fun types of vacations for me. So, I could use like about 10 weeks of vacation a year so that I could do them all with all the different people.
Right.
Yes.
That sounds...
Those are cool.
That's cool. Different types of vacations with different people.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I one thing I liked back when we worked at About.com, Katherine, was the occasional get-togethers they had of freelancers, which is something, you don't get business. I mean, I guess some freelancers get business trips if that's the sort of work. But for those of us who are just working at home all the time without other people around,
right.
That was always really fun. Just, there are other people out there doing the same thing as I am. And I get to hang with them and somebody feeds us and it's great. I don't imagine I'm going to have that opportunity anymore. And that was great. So we need a fantasy podcast vacation where the three of us could get together and live podcast and talk about things and have people feed us.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Maybe what we need is a camp. We need like a mom camp.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to mom camp.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking how, when my kids are away at camp and I'm at home, that's like a vacation for me. I mean, especially that I have one who's needier than the other one. And so when that one's not here, it's like, oh, wow, this is easy.
No offense against you. You're always happy when the kid comes home, right? No.
Yeah.
Don't get the wrong idea, honey.
You, kind of.
I missed you. Your behavior, maybe not. But you.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, Katherine, that you haven't said you would want a reading vacation. Both you guys.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely
just sit and do nothing but read books.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time.
Yeah.
But now I think I would fall asleep.
Yeah.
So now we're back on
vacation.
sleep vacation.
A napping vacation. Just, the ability to go and have a nap anytime you want. And have everything taken care of while you're napping.
Yes. Yes.
That would
Maybe
be kind
this
of
is
nice.
where we segue into accepting our age.
Yeah, right. I think it was on the blog Design Mom that they did a family reading weekend where they went away just for a weekend and just to someplace fairly close to home. They brought a lot of books and they maybe even had audiobooks for the car ride, and it was just for the whole family to just spend a weekend reading.
Mm-hmm.
How many minutes was it before the kids ran off with their devices?
Well, I don't know. I mean, this is the world of blogging where you can pretend that it went the way you thought it was going to go.
I would also probably be running off with my devices, so to be fair. But I listen to books on my devices, so that's what I would be doing. Sure, not playing sandbox at all.
Plus, you could listen on your way there.
That's true.
To books.
Yes.
So I enjoy that.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Well, I feel at this point any sort of vacation would be a fantasy vacation for me because we've sort of gotten out of the habit of doing them, and it's with everybody's work schedules. I don't know when we'll ever have one again, so I need a virtual vacation of some sort.
Right.
Ah.
That's why we podcast.
Yes, that's right. This is my little weekly vacation.
Yes. Little time out.
I read books while we talk here. And sleep.
And play sandbox.
And play sandbox, as I am doing right now.
Well, I don't know. These vacations, are these the kind of vacations we would have taken when we were younger, or only now that we're older?
Yeah, I'm feeling like probably a sleeping vacation would not have been tops on my list when I was in my 20s and 30s. Well, maybe 30s once I had the kids, but I feel like that's possibly a sign of maturity. Let's just say.
Yeah.
So, yes, our speed round, which we may have already begun answering, was how do you embrace your age? And for myself here on the cusp of 60, I will say I embrace it with open arms. I give it a big hug. I say I don't have to care about stuff as much anymore. This is awesome. I never wore much makeup, but now I'm just letting it all hang out. I, can gain a little weight, and it's just, I'm a 60-year-old woman. What do you want? I can wear weird things, and they'll say, oh, that Mrs. Morrow, well, she's getting up there. And, my goal is to get to the point where I can, bring a backpack to a wedding and not have to change purses. Not quite there yet, but I think when I have my big birthday next June, when I hit the big 6-0, it's going to be, I have one bag to carry my stuff. This is it. Do you like it or not? Feel free to talk about me behind my back. I am going to be that old lady. I'm going to be wearing a nice skirt and my Converse shoes and a backpack to weddings. Get ready. Eccentricity. I'm banking on eccentricity. That's it. So I am embracing it full out. I am not getting Botoxed. I am not dyeing my hair. I am not doing anything. I'm just saying, come on, baby. Get me out of a lot of things I don't want to do. So how about you, Nicole? How are you embracing your age, whatever it may be, not that we're asking?
Not that you're asking. Well,
how is it to be 24? Is it feeling good?
I'm not that far behind you. Come on. I think Katherine is the youngest out of all of us here, so let's give her the hard time. I think so. I feel like you are.
I think we're pretty close, though.
You guys can duke it out, because I know it ain't me.
Okay, what year did you graduate? That'll tell me.
From high school?
Yeah.
1988.
Oh my God, the same.
See?
Yes. We're the same age.
So that's when you graduated high school?
Yeah.
I graduated in 1977. I feel even older now. I was already out of college. I had already worked a bunch of jobs and moved to New Jersey by 1988.
Yeah. No.
Babies. You're both babies.
And throughout from 1988 to 1992, I was passing you on the New Jersey Transit going
Yeah.
back and forth from Philadelphia to New York all the time.
Wow.
Because I was too cheap to take Amtrak.
And I was on the other side of the country, in another country.
Yeah.
And, didn't even know you existed. But I'm not embracing my age fully at this point.
Yeah.
I still want to try and, keep it at bay a little bit. I still dye my hair. I still put on makeup if I'm going out. I will still change purses if I'm going to a special event. I have started wearing old lady shoes, though. Like, I've stopped wearing the heels and the
embrace
fancy
it.
shoes. I just can't do it anymore. My feet hurt too much.
They're so awful.
So the shoe thing is a bit of an issue. I've just kind of resorted to wearing really plain, chunky shoes. And I've embraced the naps, the afternoon naps. I really like that.
Naps are good.
I also really like not having to go anywhere in the evening.
Yes.
So that's
for
definitely a sign of getting older.
Yes. That's a delightful sign of getting older.
Going to bed by 10.
What was that? I saw some meme on Instagram. Like, I used to think it was punishment when my parents wouldn't let me go out. And now I think it's punishment when I have to.
Absolutely. Like to settle in.
Yeah, I like
put something comfortable on.
Exactly. Exactly. Although, I did go to the grocery store earlier this week without any mascara on. Because at least I put some mascara on.
You're really letting yourself go. No mascara.
Before you know it, I'll be wearing Converse and long skirts. No.
Yeah.
That's
what we want to hear.
Yeah. Pajamas.
Or no bra.
Trying to fight it.
Just like super cash.
I don't know if I'd ever do like the full-on plastic surgery thing, but I don't know. At this point, some of it sounds a little appealing, but we'll see as we get older. But
nope.
Catherine.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm definitely in for the staying home and going to bed early for sure. I haven't been able to let go of coloring my hair just yet.
I never did that.
Yeah.
I started and then I just didn't stop.
My mom always did it when I was growing up. Once a month I'd have to go sit with her for like 5 hours at the beauty parlor while she had her black dye put on, and maybe that soured me on it. You know what? How bad could gray hair look?
Mine is close to my hair color, so it's not that much of a have to do that much.
I mean, I think those are the big things. Not running, like embracing walking as my exercise because I hate running, and I'm like, why would I put myself through that? Like,
right?
Yes.
Just walk. It's fine.
You gotta watch out for your hips now,
Yeah.
Yeah, and my knees and my joints.
So your ankles and...
Knees are the traitors.
Yeah. So I just walk. And I do yoga, and it's not, I'm active, but for years I'd be like, I should really run. It's, it's more efficient and, but no.
Feels
not
good to
doing
slough
it.
that off.
Right.
Freedom from those expectations.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's one of my big ones. And the not staying up late, like ever. And always doing the New York Times Sunday crossword puzzle. But I've been doing that like
in ink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been doing that almost my whole life. that didn't just happen. Are you
doing them as well, or are you finding yourself less capable or more capable as you age? Or have you always done well with them?
I think more capable. I think I'm able to finish them faster than I used to.
Good
Wow.
for you, Grandma.
I know. Well, it's partly because, and my grandmother she was huge into crosswords.
Same with mine.
Oh, cool.
The more you do it, there's you just get a sense of what the clues mean. So
that is true.
That's
very true.
And they've started doing this thing in the Sunday New York Times paper where once in a while they spotlight like a word that is a common crossword answer.
Yeah.
And they talk about, what kind of clues you might hear that will yield that word.
Mm-hmm.
Those crossword words like oleo.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And how about that? Reading the paper on paper, like an old
That's,
person.
yeah.
Do you bring it with you to the park bench while you feed the pigeons?
No.
Well, then you're still a kid.
Then I'm fine.
No. Better yet, do you bring your reading glasses with you?
I do have the reading.
I do
have the reading glasses.
I know. That is like the kicker. Like, what?
Yes.
That just kind of happened overnight. All of a sudden.
It really did.
Yeah.
It just happened to my husband recently too. He's
Mine
like,
too.
Oh my God. He's like, what just happened? I need these things. And
I know. I'm like giving my husband, he's like trying to avoid it, and I'm giving him all these strategies like, use the light on your iPhone.
Yes, definitely the light helps. Hold your arm out further and further.
Squint.
When you get to where you still can't hold it far enough away,
Change
that's
the
when you gotta get the
size
glasses
on your phone.
First, you got to get the magnifier thing and try that.
Oh, the one that hangs around your neck?
Yes.
Okay, I think you should stick with the readers before you get the magnifying glass. That's just embarrassing.
So when somebody gives if somebody gives one of those magnifying things to you for your birthday or Christmas, that's when you know
Oh boy.
that you're on the downhill side.
Yeah.
Well, we can tell that we are still youthful and with it because we're podcasting, man. That's what all the kids are doing.
True.
Look at us. Look at us.
We're
with
cool.
hardly any technical difficulties. So remember that if you can hobble with your cane back over to your podcast provider, you can hear a new speed round every Wednesday through Friday. Shouldn't call them speed rounds. Speed is a meandering
for the
round.
young.
Speed is for the young.
The meandering speed round. No, the meandering round.
45 and a 55 zone round.
Yeah. That's seriously got to be our new motto. Hi, we hope you're enjoying this episode of Parenting Roundabout. We're not one of those podcasts that's trying to sell you websites or mattresses or meal kits. I mean, we totally would, but no one's asked us yet.
There is, however, something you can do that costs you nothing, but will put a little change in our pockets. Listen to our podcast on the Radio Public app. Download the app to your iPhone or Android device and listen to Parenting Roundabout there, and we'll get paid for each listen. Plus a little more if you listen a lot.
We think you'll enjoy listening to all your podcasts on this app, but if you could at least listen to Parenting Roundabout there, we'd be very grateful. Now, back to the episode.
Well, now we bring you some of the things we've read or seen or used recently that we want to shout out and share with you. And can I just say mine first really quick because
Yes.
Several weeks ago
We have a correction.
Yes, we have a correction. Several weeks ago I highlighted the Merck Manual Consumer Version app, which is a health app that you can use on your phone. I gave a shout out to that app, and I remember I thought I had paid for it, but apparently, as the people at Merck Manual have told us, that it is actually free. So it's a great app. You can get it for free apparently, and there's a lot of great information if you are looking for answers to your health and have health concerns.
So that was on our speed roundabout apps we paid for, or
Yes.
maybe not. Though they said they've been free since 2015. Did you get it before that? I imagine you've just had that for as long as there have been apps.
I have.
I was like, the first thing, okay, I've got a phone, I can get apps. Is there medical information I can put on here?
Exactly what I did.
Money is no object.
Exactly what I did. You know it.
So perhaps it was something Nicole paid for long ago.
Long
and
ago.
now you can benefit from her early seed money.
Yeah.
And get all those medical facts at your fingertips for free. Thank you, Merck Manual, for correcting us on that.
Yes.
And
Wonderful
for
app. Thank
being
you.
a free resource to people who like to obsess about their health.
Like me.
For us old people who want to say, why do my knees feel like that? Let me look in the Merck Manual.
Stop running. That should be your first response.
We need to write Nicole, you need to help us write a medical book for people of a certain age. It's like pretty much everything. The answer
Step
would be
1,
stop
less
running.
Step 2, more naps.
Exactly. Pretty much that's what takes care of my ills.
A lot.
Lose like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Like that.
The answer to everything.
Absolutely.
Well, Terri, what are you shouting out this week then?
Well, because I am hip, hot, and happening, I'm going to suggest a couple of podcasts. Because I am with it that way. I listened to a couple of good episodes this week, and I immediately went on Facebook and told Katherine she should listen to them. And then I thought, well, why shouldn't I tell everybody else to listen to them? Because they are very good. I listened to an episode of the podcast, The Allusionist, called Yes as In, that was all about people who have names that are also things. Either their first or last name is a noun or a phrase or something that causes people to say, as in blank. And they have to say yes. And it's really pretty funny. And I feel for some of those people. And if you think that it would be funny to give your kid a name like that, you might want to listen to this podcast. Some of them were cool with it. Some of them claimed to be cool with it, but didn't quite sound that way. And it's also, most of them are British. And so lots of fun little accents if you are into that, as I am. And then the other episode is of the Poscast podcast. This is a podcast that mostly talks about sports, but also they do these fun drafts of different things. And this week it was a draft of U.S. states, but the most noteworthy thing about it was that Nick Offerman was a guest. So if you are a fan of Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec and Making It, as Katherine and I have been watching, and other things, he is adorable on it and very funny. So that is worth a listen. If in between your naps, listen to those podcast episodes, as well as ours, of course, as always.
And what I did, Terri, on the podcast is I listened to all the sports parts at 1.5 speed to get through it quicker.
But he was very funny on the sports parts, too, talking about Cubs fandom. That was very good. And his stuff on Field of Dreams was really funny, too.
Yeah, but you can still understand it.
You can still understand it, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that was my little tip for you on that.
Okay.
But I did enjoy it very much.
Yes.
Both of those. So thank you for recommending them to me.
You're welcome.
And others.
Yes.
I will mention our first topic about the vacations. I said that it had come from a post on Grown and Flown, which is a Facebook. They have both a Facebook page and a Facebook group, and I don't really understand what the difference is. But it's for parents of kids. I believe it's like 15 to 25. So right now it's a deluge of posts about taking your child to college. So, and it's repetitive. There's a lot of things on that topic, and they seem to post the same things over and over again. Like, it's a lot. So if you subscribe to it on Facebook, you may want to do just show me some of their posts. But I think it's got some interesting commentary, and it's just not as common to find resources and writing for parents of kids in that age group, which we all are.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So check that out.
And it's also a good place to get ideas for podcast episodes.
Right. So there you go. Works for all those things.
Yes.
So now for our final segment, we are going to do a little shameless self-promotion and direct you to some things on our sites that we think you should take a look at. Terri, how's it going with your weekly posting?
It's going. I think this week it went up on Tuesday instead of Monday because that's when I remembered. But I have good feeling I'm going to get it up over the weekend this weekend. Ooh. So it could happen that you'll get there and the new post for the week will actually be there immediately when this podcast is dropped. If not, it'll be there soon. Keep checking back.
Stay tuned.
I'll do something. I promise. So that's on my blog, Parenting Isn't Pretty, at mamatude.blogspot.com. So gonna keep it going for at least a little while longer.
And I had mentioned that I had some stuff at Highlights that I was waiting to see realized, and we finally have one of them. It's an interview that I did with our old friend Katherine Reynolds Lewis about her book. We also did a speed round with her earlier this year when the book came out, and the book is called The Good News About Bad Behavior, and the article or the post that I did at Highlights is called Why Timeout Doesn't Work. And so you can...
Don't agree with that.
Well, it's sort of a clickbaity title, just saying.
It is a clickbaity title.
Because
worked for me.
Because and she does acknowledge that, when it works, and you shouldn't not do it if it's working. But you can check that out at Highlights. And Nicole, what do you have?
Well, I haven't done anything new recently, but I am going to mention that I did write a book. And
did you? Tell us about it, will you?
It is on my site, but the reason I'm mentioning it today is because it is on sale, and I believe it's the lowest it has been to date. So, and that's on Amazon.com. So if you head over to Amazon, you'll and search Inclusion in Action, Practical Strategies to Modify Your Curriculum. Actually, and there's also a link on my website, The Inclusive Class. Then you can buy yourself a copy, and it will be cheap.
Buy one for the school as well.
Exactly.
So you buy two.
Exactly.
One for yourself, one for the teacher, one for the principal, one for the superintendent of schools.
Yeah.
And stock up. Cover all your
stock
bases.
Up while it's on sale. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's what
and you can donate them. You can write them off. It'll be fine.
Yeah. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
One for the library, the town library. School library. I'm working for you there, Nicole.
Thank you.
I'm trying.
Keep it going there. I appreciate it.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Parenting Roundabout. We hope you enjoyed it and that you'll join us every week. You can listen to podcast episodes on Radio Public or download them from Apple Podcasts. Please subscribe so that you get all of our podcasts and mini podcasts.
You can also follow us on Twitter, where I am at Nicole Erdix, Katherine is at CHaleko, and Terri is at Mamatude. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter at Roundabout Chat, and look for us on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, YouTube, and Instagram too.
Best of all, stop by our podcast page at parentingroundabout.com and read recaps, find links on everything we've mentioned, and talk back in the comments. Thanks to John Morin at johnjmorin.com for providing our in and out music. And I wish everyone a great week.